What is going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm glad you're here with us all right now. It's time for us to get ready here in conquering the markets. What? The aisles are still alive? Oh, I thought they were going to be out. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Brad, good to see you. Everyone, glad you are here. It's FOMC day. We're going to be taking a look at what's going on over here. We're going to be taking a look at a couple of instructive pieces. And we're going to get going over here this afternoon, by the way. Thanks, Mike, always being here to support the channel. Anyone here this morning, and I'm happy you are, please go ahead, smash that like button, help support the channel, get the word out there about what we got going on in here, which is really, really special. Definitely appreciate that, everyone. And you know what? I'm just checking in, making sure that I'm connecting with everyone here who took the time this morning to put something into the chat saying good morning, greetings, and what's on your mind. I love the music. It gets me in the right move. It gets me in the right groove. You should like it too. It's important we get into that flow. All right, everybody. Switzerland, good morning, good evening, everybody. All right, so we had this morning some poorer than expected retail numbers out of the U.S., and that kind of set the dollar on its back foot. You could see over here earlier, just yesterday, we had a low over here of 92.79, right? And then we took that out by 1 pip to 92.78, and then rebounded about 20 pips and are now kind of in the reversion of the mean between the two since the data came out. Listen, don't trade data. It's the worst thing you can do. Rate decisions, that's different. Live rate decisions, that's different. But just normal data prints, it's choppy. That's just noise. You have to learn, it's almost, anyway, that's not really too important right now. What is happening right now, though, you could see that we are right back into that trend line support, right? I was thinking that if we broke 2280 yesterday, we were going to get more of a sell-off. We didn't. You could see that we've been hanging around and holding, right? Extending that line. We're just hanging out. Why? The FOMC is coming up. They're on deck. All right. Is it possible that we continue breaking down here with the weaker dollar ahead of time? Sometimes. Watch until the London close. We're gonna take a look around right now. We're gonna get a feel, and we're gonna firm up our our overall understanding before the FOMC this today. I read an interesting little line over here on Zero Hedge this morning. Between 1994 and 2011, this paper was published in 2011. Almost all of the S&P's returns came in 3 days around the FOMC's decision. Over that period, the index rose 270%. Most of those gains happened the day before, the day of, and the day after that meeting. You could see the rise we've taken into this meeting as well. They went on to say that happened only on days where there was a press conference following the FOMC. That is now every meeting, by the way. One other thing that I wanted to share with you this morning as we are on a FOMC meeting today. And by the way, this afternoon, not during the meeting, if you want to watch the meeting live, at 2:30 p.m. is the press conference. 2 o'clock is the statement. 2:30 Eastern time is the press conference begins. You could just Google on YouTube Federal Reserve press conference. You'll be able to find it easily. The question and answer is really what I'm interested in. And then I'm also interested in, as soon as Powell ends the press conference, as soon as you hear the mic stop, at that point, usually the direction that the market takes continues at least through Asia. If I believe there's a possibility of a turnaround, because sometimes Asia and then London flipped what happened, I'll let you know in this afternoon's video. That's for sure. So by the way, some people are saying, just to sum it up, well, we're looking at a 30% GDP print in the third quarter. Could the Fed still continue their listen, we're dealing with a virus, a pandemic. I think everyone could understand if the Fed right now is we need to be ultra accommodative because we don't know what is going to happen to the economy because of the effect of the coronavirus. Don't forget, they're not just interested in the U.S. economy. They're interested in the global economy. All right, everyone, let's keep going over here. We got, yeah. Anyway, I don't even want to, acknowledge that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I've spent a great deal of time. If this was a live rate decision, I would be on the 1 minute myself, trading on the 1 minute myself. That's not what we're looking at right now today. Let's keep going over here, okay? We could see coming back to test perhaps even the low of the session. The low print was 92.78. Let's see what happens. Gold, right? Gold is his bid coming out to yesterday's high right now. Yesterday's high as the dollars to yesterday's low. So obviously we're seeing a pretty tight correlation here between gold and the dollar right now. Could gold rise when the dollar's rising? Absolutely. Absolutely. Could the stock market rise when the dollar's rising? Absolutely. If the dollar's falling, does that help support both of those? Clearly. All right, 1976, if you get above it, if you're not in this trade, remember on the downside, always watch your downside. We're starting with gold. No, let me just keep it clear so that everyone always has the flow. Start over here on the S&P 500. Next, we'll take a look at the Nasdaq, then the Dow. Then we're going to take a look at the dollar, gold, silver, and Bitcoin. We're going to go in that order just to keep it. In case anyone's joining us late and you want to know what's going on, you could always go to the beginning of the stream and you know the order that we're going. The economy is not the same thing as the stock market. That is absolutely true. All right, S&P 500. Okay, so we had clearly the break of this little trend line we were watching over here. Not only the break, the retest. This is where we picked up yesterday in the afternoon update. And I said, if you start making higher highs out of there, that's an entry opportunity. That is an entry opportunity right over there. Where is your stop loss, right? Now, your stop loss could be in a couple of different places. Because it's a Fed day, number one, you have to expect you could have some type of choppiness and whiplash. That's completely possible. You could also have a large breakaway move. If I took this trade, and I would imagine most people were not picking up trades the morning of the FOMC. Now, I know in the CTM group, some people did, right? You could go either way. If you did take this trade over here this morning, right? Where's your stop loss? The least, right? The tightest stop loss you have would have to be just under the low of the retest yesterday. It would have to be right here, right? Under. There's the low, and it would have to be under this trend line support over here. Somewhere, right? Somewhere around 33.80, 33.78 is where your stop loss would be. Now, that would be the tightest stop you could have. Let me clean up that chart a little. You would not move this stop to break even until you ran into some resistance. Resistance is all the way up here. Resistance is coming in somewhere around 34.70 in that area. What about what's going on with the Nasdaq? Let's take a look this morning. I haven't even had a chance to see it yet. You can see the Nasdaq so far this morning being rejected here by this resistance. Okay, interesting that you're still seeing lower highs, but notice that is close to being a horizontal line, right? At the same time, you're seeing it's almost like a right there, like a triangle pattern, right? Generally speaking, this type of price action breaks to the upside, right? If we break to the upside, where are we targeting? This line over here, this trend line over here, right? I see it. That's a pretty decent one. You have a lot of resistance over here. Again, the resistance, support, resistance. I think that's the area to look for targeting if we get a nice breakout today. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to eventually go higher, but that's a good place to take profit initially. What about on the downside over here? You're into resistance. What happens if you break down over here, right? Do you want to take that trade? I wouldn't be selling, no. I would not sell. I will not sell the indexes until we get a big technical breakdown. Now, a lot of damage was done in this area, but we haven't had a technical breakdown. So far, this was only a pullback. Now, over here, if you come back down into this area, this line over here, this trend line, that's a place to look to lean into for a resumption off again. All right, for Nasdaq traders. What's going on with the Dow? Austin, Big shout out. What's going on? That's Austin, Texas. Dow saw this too. This is where we picked it up, right, on the Dow. And we said the same thing. We said we start resuming off there, making higher. By the way, if you're focused on the indexes, that's all well and good, but you should be really sharpening your game on the currency pairs on FX. It's a much easier way to trade. The trends are smoother. It's an easier market. And what are you in this for? Are you in this to make money, or are you in this for the challenge? Think about that. Ask yourself that question. When you're ready simply to make money, start getting more. I know a lot of those from America are not used to FX and currencies because it's the public markets that is slammed down everyone's throat, right? It's the manipulated public markets that is slammed down everyone's throat. Ask yourself, are you in this to learn how to trade and make money, or are you in it for the challenge? Over here, this is where we picked up, and we said we're into support after the breakout, coming back, testing it. A resumption off here is a place to take an entry. Same thing, though. Where do you put your stop loss? A lot of people put their stop losses too tight. Do you realize that you could use a loose stop loss and risk the same amount per trade as with a tight stop loss? Right? Don't be risking on depending on how many points away your stop loss is. Whether it's 50 points away or 500 points away, you could risk the same amount per trade. Mark, good to see you from Singapore. Yeah, we're going to look at everything. We'll look at the Euro Japanese yen, but we have an order. We have a structure. The market has a structure. I like today that we're seeing almost a broad-based rally in crypto. You're seeing not only Bitcoin, you're seeing Ethereum, and now also Chainlink joining in the rally today. It's a lot better than yesterday. Fear, this is it. Fear is a tight stop loss. Lose a lot of profits long term. Will, great to see you. Great to see everyone. By the way, you guys bring a smile on my face every morning. So what else are we looking at next? Let's keep going. That's the equity markets. Dollar, we kind of looked at first because of what was going on. The thing to really see, and every single one of us is very aware of what's going on here in the dollar. This pattern remains the same. This pattern remains the same. We're going to break out of it today. Watch for fake breaks. It happens a lot during the FOMC. You can't get whipsawed around. You can't get whipsawed around. If you are uncertain, stay on the sidelines. Watch, observe, and learn. If you are uncertain, stay on the sidelines. Watch, observe, and learn. By the way, what else? Is there anything else we could add to this conversation here right now this morning? What happens if we break below this area right over here, right? If we break below here, is that possible that ahead of the Fed we would break down? It's possible, right? I think if we lose this and break down, that we could be testing the lows on the DXY. Now, I'm 50-50 about which way we break, to the upside or downside. The only thing that I see, and I see it around the markets, right? And we're going to see that right now. We are at the pinnacle of contraction. We're getting ready to break. Is it possible that after the FOMC, we continue in this consolidation range? The only way that I would say that, and this is very easy for everyone to know and understand, will be if we get one of those big whipsaws. Sometimes during the FOMC, right, they take it one way, then they take it the other. And if we end in the middle, then maybe we could continue some type of consolidation. I don't think that's going to happen because of how I see everything really tight. When you pull a rubber band, right, it snaps back. When you push down a spring, all of that energy is getting ready to pop out. That's where we are right now. Look at gold coming up towards our area over here of 1776. It's in the area of resistance right now. If you're looking for the safe trade, right? Maybe we pop up all the way towards 1990. Eventually, we're going to come down, either retest the level, or we're going to consolidate. And then the next leg up, that's the safe trade on gold. You should, if you were looking, already be in gold, right? There was opportunities off the support. Everyone gets very scared in uptrends as you come into support. Remember here? Do you remember the fear over here? And that's when I was like on vacation and sent out the video. I was like, no, this is when you buy, right? This is the opportunity everyone's been waiting for. Everyone's fearful as you come into support. There's nothing to fear. That's when you're looking for a resumption off to buy. What's a resumption? It's a higher high, right? Now, if you break the support, you never got into that trade, or maybe you get in a trade and then you get stopped out. But your risk to reward is going to keep you alive all day long. All right, what's next? Silver. Let's take a look at her. Silver, you could see almost clearer than gold. I like, by the way, when gold first does the hard work and then silver plays catch up. And when silver plays catch up, it makes larger gains. I like when Bitcoin does the hard work and then you see the altcoins rally, and the altcoins again are going to make those bigger gains. They're more volatile instruments. Same thing on the downside. Silver is going to lose a lot more than gold. But when gold and Bitcoin are doing the work on the way up, that's normally pretty bullish. Watch the downside. 26, you lose 26. That's when, if you're a swing trader, you got to get neutral. You got to get out. You got to get out, and you got to wait. Now, people ask, when it comes to silver, when it comes to gold, when it comes to Bitcoin, like, do I have a stop loss? And the simple answer for you is, on the physical, absolutely not. Whether it's physical Bitcoin, whether it's physical gold and silver, I'm holding. Paper trading is different. Listen, if you're here this morning, if you learned anything this session, and I imagine anyone listening has, please go ahead, smash that like button. That's all I ask, right? If I share something that resonates with you in the day, you just go ahead and smash that like button, give back a little bit of love. Gold is not even close to being in a bubble. Gold is way undervalued. Wait until the new Bretton Woods type agreement comes. Wait until, and the U.S. will have a seat at that table. The U.S. owns the most gold in the world, right? But you see Russia, you see China, they're accumulating. They're dollar cost averagers. They're buying gold, and whoever has the gold is going to get a seat at the table. Gold is going to be repriced at one point in our lifetime. That's for sure. Dinkar, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Right, WTI's bid. We got a storm, by the way. I hope Jesse, who's not here this morning, I hope he's all right. That's a nice breakout of a couple of things. First of all, as we came, right, we ignored gold. We ignored oil. I ignored oil, I should say, for months. Then we had the breakdown into support, and I said that's when you should be looking to buy off the support. Then you can see this neat little triangle pattern that developed, the breakout out of it. There's not much else to say. Is that because of the storm? There's probably a good possibility. Do you see the resistance you're into now, though? I see it pretty clear. Do you see that resistance? Where's the demand for oil? Like, short-term noise is the storm. What's the global demand right now? It's waning. It's actually going down. That's signal. Would I be surprised if gold got rejected over here? Maybe a little bit higher. I say that because if we get a further rally here from the Fed, from the FOMC today, if that's a big if, we don't know what's going to happen, but if we do, then gold could continue to rally up in that. If you got up into this area, I'm going to put a resistance right there. That's when I would really be looking to see if oil is rejected. I'm just going to throw this in for all of us. I'm going to make that red so that everyone sees and everyone's watching. All right. I'm going to clean that up a bit. We had a fantastic session last night we'll call it the Aussie session, because it was specifically for those on the other side of the world over there. But I enjoyed the late night session for sure. Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? At its highs here ever since breaking out of the blue box over here, right? It's since, after breaking out, went back, confirmed that 10,570 resistance, and has resumed off, trading at the highs. It's about 3% more to go until we get to the area where we should be watching for the next bit of consolidation. I'm have it under. See, this is pretty big. in my opinion, pretty big resistance after holding as support this whole way, right? So I imagine the first look over here that it could get caught up, but I think it consolidates before coming back into this tube over here. I'll just call it a tube. That's some new terminology I've never used before. That's what it is here. The last time we came and had looked at this trend line, though, we bursted through it, right? Could that happen again? Of course. Who knows? Listen, you can't. No one could predict the market. It's how you manage trades. All right. You have to understand that. Here we go. Let me try to delete that. Ethereum. We said yesterday in the live stream in the morning, 360 as you come into it. If you're interested in picking up Ethereum, if you wanted to participate, the resumption off of it is the place. There you go this morning happening. That's a place to lean in and buy Ethereum, right? What else is going on? Chainlink had this nasty fall. Chainlink had this. I had this little bit of this rising wedge. I don't want to call it a channel. It's more of a wedge pattern. You could see the break. You could see the retest and the resumption down. Does anyone see a pattern? Why do these patterns happen all the time in the markets, right? It's because of human psychology, human emotion, right? What is it possible you break down without getting a retest? Yeah, it happens. That doesn't happen often, but it happens. Normally you get the retest. The ones that get away from you, so what? The market is always going to be there. There is always opportunity. But here you could see that beautiful breakdown, that retest, and the resumption down. Is there an area of support right over here? Right? Not really. I don't really see it. Nice to see Chainlink participating in the rally today. No, I haven't held any of my alts, Brandon. I'm still holding them up exactly right around that period. Maybe actually because we've had this pullback already. If we get back into the comfort zone, and then make a leg up, because we had a pretty decent drawdown over here. Now what is that? That's 21%, right? That's 21%. That's a decent drawdown from all-time highs. Now it's not 30%, right? But it was 20%. So I'd probably be targeting a little higher, a little closer to 18,000. Now, do I think me exiting my altcoins at 18,000 is the height of the alt season? No, I think the alt season is just getting started when Bitcoin's trading at 18,000. The alt season will not end until the height of the Bitcoin bull market. It'll end actually a couple of weeks, 10 days, a week after the height of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will actually, the bull market in Bitcoin will end first. Alts will end a little bit after that. I'm just not interested in holding altcoins through the bull market. I'm interested in Bitcoin. By the way, and most people trading alts, what are they interested in? Accumulating more Bitcoin. No. So anyway, that's for me. Everyone has different objectives, right? Nevertheless, whether I am involved in the altcoins or not, throughout the bull market, I will continue to help everyone navigate what I believe to be happening. That's for sure. Leave no man behind. Boom, 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 boom. By the way, if you like the flow of the session this morning, which I do, and you haven't yet taken the time to go ahead and smash that like button, please go ahead and do that. It just, when I see the thumbs up flying, it gets the juices going, and it really, it's like the music in the beginning. It gets the juices flowing, and then the thumbs up keep it going, and it really helps. It's momentum. It just helps us build upon build. We're coming down over here, staying on that trend line. I want to clean this up a little bit really quick so that when we come back to it, I like clean charts. And sometimes they get a little bit messy. Let's take a look this morning over at FX. Let's see what's going on. Just a quick update that what's going to happen later today, though, is I'm gonna be listening myself to the question and answer. I'm gonna hear what the Fed say. I'm going to take a look around to see what other people, the Fed watchers, how they interpret everything. I'm going to be watching what I'm great at, what I'm good at, what my gift is. That's analyzing the charts and price action. And then in the afternoon update, it'll be obviously an important one. I'll let you know what I think, where we are and what's next. Thank you for that. Thank you that. Boom, boom, boom. I love our Friday streams that when I get to be a little bit more involved. Life savings in gold, no stop loss. All right, here we go. So let's take a look. Oh, I wanted to focus on the US dollar, Japanese yen with you all. A couple of things. I had this, first of all, this is sloppy, right? Why is it sloppy? Well, it was just giving me the idea. Do you all remember it was yesterday's live stream when I said, all right, now's the first time that I am interested in US dollar, Japanese yen. It's been a long time because price has not really gone anywhere. We've had markets humming along and this has not really gone anywhere. And rightfully so. Look what it was doing. It was what? Consolidating, right? And then yesterday in the live stream, I said, this is possibly getting ready to break. We were right here. This is getting ready to break down over here, right? And then you could see here, we had the retest, breakdown, retest, right? Now, this wasn't a trigger for me right over here. Let me make that a little bit clearer. That wasn't a trigger for me over here, right? Because it was the wrong time of day, right? But then over there, boom, that was the trigger for me. I'm not in the trade, but nevertheless, it doesn't mean that I wasn't watching it and it's just playing out as it plays out. Now, if you listen, I don't know if that was right. I wasn't really watching it. When I say that, someone else took this trade over here, right? They have a nice, beautiful, clean chart. Let me push this up, right? This is exactly what they were watching. They connected these 2 points. Some people tell you to have a trend line, you need to connect 3 touches. That's not my TA. That's not my TA at all. I connect 2. I always connect 2. That for me is a trend line, by the way. And so you could see over here, the same thing happened though. You had the breakdown. By the way, this over here, perfect. This over here, also perfect. You had the breakdown. You had the retest. And then the resumption down. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. That's the entry right over there. What's going on? That's the entry right over there for anyone who took that. Both good trades. Both, do you guys see a pattern? Boom, wrong time of day. Yep, we only trade certain time of days when there is volume. The VIX doesn't matter to me, that's for sure. Oh, why do we love tacos? Why do I love tacos, right? Well, being Mexican, happy any Mexicans in here today, by the way, happy Independence Day. It is not Cinco de Mayo, which was a battle fought in Puebla. Important one, but not so much as far as in Mexican culture. What is today, though, is today's Mexican Independence Day. We like tacos. The more money you make, the more tacos you get to eat. Absolutely. Absolutely. What else are we looking at? We get to settle in early today only because of the FOMC. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. I thrive off it. That's right. That's right. Viva Mexico. Josh, Bitcoin mining stocks. I think that, and this goes for Bitcoin, like you're much better off buying Bitcoin. You're much better off buying Bitcoin. By the way, Bitcoin mining is one of the most ultra competitive fields there is. You not only need the lowest cost of energy, you also need the best technology, right? You're much better off simply investing in Bitcoin. Boom, Jamie. Thank you for that. All right. Got to clear. By the way, if you're ever joining in and want to get a clear look at what's going on, we start off every session looking at the S&P 500, then the Nasdaq, now the Dow. Then from there we look at the dollar, the DXY. Then we look at gold, silver, and then we look at Bitcoin. If you ever want to know what's going on with any one of the major players, go pull back on the live stream, go to the beginning of the session, and then you could take a look over there. Right, the opposite, there's a lot of money to be made, right? But I'm not I am not, and I am look, I'm only going to talk about something I could add insight into the conversation. I am not an expert when it comes to precious metal miners or anything even remotely close to it. I can't even have a conversation. Real Vision has some really good interviews that if you're interested in the miners, you might want to be interested in. When I listen to the experts, though, also Eric Sprott, his whole outfit over there, they have some people that are really into the specifics of the miners. Good resource for you to look into. When I listen to the experts speak, though, they are always like, listen, if you're not an expert, this field is not for you. You could lose a lot of money just as you could make a lot of money. Tacos? I mean, if you never had a taco before, oh man, tacos, beautiful cuisine. I mean, Netflix has a beautiful show on tacos. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are not familiar with tacos? But why do we use the taco emoji, right? Because we're here to make money. When you're making money, go out, buy yourself some tacos, have some tequila, enjoy. It's just fun. Oh, is that still recoverable? Does he still have that hard drive? Oh, what was that? Was it 50 Bitcoin he got for the block? My goodness. My goodness. Let's check out Euro Japanese yen. You can see the Euro Japanese yen is into some support right over here, but you could also see that the yen is kind of bid today, by the way, I noticed. Let me look real quick. I see the yen is stronger than the Swiss franc. That to me says risk off. I see the yen is stronger than the euro, but the euro is a little bit stronger than the dollar. The pound, the strongest currency on the day, is up versus the yen, and the New Zealand dollar is completely unchanged. The yen is stronger than the dollar. That's something we looked at earlier. The yen is much stronger than the Canadian dollar and almost unchanged than the Australian dollar. So the yen is mixed. The yen is mixed, moderately strong today. But I see this a fakie over here. What's a fakie? This could be over here if someone was taking this buy entry over here, right? And now you're coming back down. That gets a lot of people caught on the wrong side of the trade. Where do you put your stop loss if you're in that trade, right? So there's a couple of different things you could look at, right? Of course, here's the support, right? By the way, when we're looking at lines, right, I use the exact price, 124.30, right? Do you put your stop loss at 124.20? Absolutely not. All the support and resistance are just like areas of resistance and support, right? You have to think easy, right? So where do you put your stop loss if you're in this trade? I mean, there's a couple of different things you could do, including pulling up the true trend. If you're not familiar with the true trend, there is a video on the channel on the Forex playlist. It's actually, I think, the most recent video, which talks about the true trend. Now, the tightest stop loss you could use is the last impulse of the true trend. That's all the way over here. Could you put a stop loss over here if you're entering down here? No, right? So when was the last impulse of the true trend? Down over here. This is above support. That's not offering me any guidance, right? What would you do? Where would you put your stop loss if you were in this trade? If you took this trade this morning, where would you put your stop loss? I think mine would be probably, because it has to be lower than all of that price action. And I generally know from the past that I used to put my stop loss way too tight, right? So I'm a little bit looser. I'd probably see this last down bar over there. My price would probably be right under that price bar over here, right under that price bar right there. That's where I would be focused in on. If I'm wrong, when I do my original analysis, I put my stop loss where I know that I'm wrong. If my stop loss gets hit, I'm wrong. Once I enter the trade, I'm focused in on my stop loss. I'm not focused in on my take profit. I'm focused in on my stop loss. I do not move the trade. I do not move that stop loss. I do not exit that trade before that stop loss is hit, ever. If you don't like your original stop loss, do better original analysis, because the stop loss is crucial to your trading. Focus in on where you're putting your stop loss. Once you put it in, respect that stop loss. Now, I don't move it until I take some profit and move my stop loss, right? All right. Let's see. Nasdaq's unchanged on the day. I have no idea. You could probably do a quick Google search and find that out, but don't use Google. When I say Google, it's just a verb. Use DuckDuckGo or something safe. The Rex, I just cover what I do when I enter a trade, right? When I enter that trade, Rex, I have my original stop loss. I do not exit the trade before the stop loss is hit. The reason being is you got to have discipline. So you have to have some rules that help you with discipline. A lot of people, they enter a trade, the trade goes a little bit against them, they exit a trade at a loss, and then the original analysis is correct, and the trade goes in their favor, right? So my rule is wherever I place my original stop loss until I take some profit and or move that stop loss to break even, I respect it. Just Tesla is at the mercy of the markets right now, right? Well, what we said about Tesla is watch this trend line over here. If you break below that trend line over there, you want to exit that trade. That's all we said about Tesla, right? Yesterday's live stream. Remember, this was the buy down over here. That was the buy down over here. There you go, Oz. So now you know you could what I'm saying resonates with you. Xander de la Cruz. Crappy analysis. Xander, God love you, brother. God love you. You poor little soul. God love you. Xander de la Cruz. Hola, yo soy Xander de la Cruz. All right, what else we got going over here? We got, by the way, no tacos for you. I don't ever use moving averages. Why? Moving averages are moving. Don't use moving averages, right? Use price, follow price. Follow price off of the market structure. What's the market structure? Support and resistance with the help of what? Trend lines. With the help of trend lines, with the help of chart patterns, right? You had over here the S&P coming down near towards the 50-day moving average. When was the last time a moving average ever held to the tick? Very rarely. Often you get price pushing through, extending through one way or the other through a 50-day, any moving average, 34, 200-day moving average. Look at the trend lines. Look at all the touches to the trend line, right? This wasn't added after. This is added all the way down over here, right? Look at all the touches to the trend line. The trend line is what the market is paying attention to, not moving averages. Yeah, Infy. Yeah, we don't really play games like that, brother. See ya. Peace. There you go. That works also. Why? I don't know. Legitimately and truly, I am unable to predict the future. So there's that. I'm unable. I got to get the screen fixed a little bit. Give me 1 second here. I don't know 6 months from now what's going to happen. We follow the price, on a swing trader's basis and keep ourselves on the right side of these trends. Could you imagine trying to predict the dollar 6 months from now? I can't predict it until next week. That's why I'm following what's happening. So I see if we break out up today, we take out some important resistance, then I know a counter trend move has happened, and then I could come into the next areas of resistance and look for where this thing could end and then start to look to fade it up in there. That's all we could do is stay in front of the trades. trying to predict the market, that's not a good way to go about things. I'd be pretty profitable too with that time machine over there. Thank you, JB. He's got Xander. We look at gold every morning, by the way, if you're just joining us. By the way, you see what the market's doing right now? The market is getting ready here to waiting on the FOMC, right? The market is getting ready here for the FOMC this afternoon. That's what the big event. But you can see over here right now, we're just getting in the middle of this range over here. This is our contraction on the DXY over there. Gold was, gold came into that resistance we were talking about earlier this morning, and now it's backing off a little bit over here. Everything is waiting on the FOMC right now. Everything is waiting on the FOMC, and we're going to get a break today, one way or the other. One way or the other, we're going to get a break. No, I don't look at volume. Listen, what I do here, when I do my analysis, first of all, it's a little bit selfish. I do my analysis to help me navigate and trade the markets. I don't look at the VIX. I don't look at the volume. I don't look at FIBLA. I look at what's profitable, right? Trading is ultra complicated. You have thousands of different variables you could include. And guess what? You get to choose which ones you include. You have contradicting this versus that, depending on, it could be the different multiple time frames. You want to take something so complicated, and there's genius in taking something complicated and making it simple. You don't need volume. There was a comment on the YouTube channel last night. Well, why don't you include volume? Everyone says it's so important. Listen, I say this I just say this because it's the truth. You have all the videos since this channel has gone live. Look at 2020, which has been a wild year. And look that we've been basically 95% of the time on the right side of all the markets. Do you need volume for that? No, I don't need volume. Should you be looking at volume? If you want to get confused, add volume to the equation. Yeah. Listen, the course is offered. It's a huge, if you want to take a springboard, take the course. You don't need the course. You could spend time in here for sure. It's a lot of people are profitable just from watching the videos in here. That's awesome. But if you're uncertain and if you want to push forward and you want to do it quicker and you want to do it with take the course. Thank you for that. We hear your chat pings. I don't know what that means. There we go. Maybe I had the system audio on. Maybe that helps a little bit. Yeah, but that's where we're, Model 3, that's where we are today. So right now, we've come to the market is waiting on the FOMC. This is going to be an ultra short session. We never go 45 minutes, right? We're generally going an hour and a half on average, sometimes 2 hours. But right now everyone should have that awareness that is going on. This is actually an amazing session. This was a great session. And if you're just joining, rewatch it. We're going to keep it nice and short today though. Tomorrow, this afternoon is going to be ultra uber super duper important video as we break down what happened later today. 800 likes, well deserved, I believe, only today because today we were flowing, and I learned to think it to myself. No, I won't be live during the FOMC. The 15th of May. I mean, so yes, right? I see what you're looking at over here. I'm not. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you have the same exact analysis, right? You have the same exact analysis over here. And ultimately, we have a lot of work to do. Why do I say the same analysis? Because it's the same exact thing. If you get the breakup over here, you need to clear this for us to have the first type of confirmation. And we still also need to clear 94 for the breakout. Yeah, Miguel, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for listen. Below in the description is a Telegram channel. If you go into that broadcast group every morning when we go live, I send out the link. Glad you're here. Thanks, Joseph. Yes, Kraken sells physical Bitcoin, Gemma, 100%. They used to be my recommended go-to exchange until it got complicated buying from them. Listen, Dylan, the course teaches everything for next to nothing on how to get profitable. Harry. I gotta catch up on these comments. Thomas, Felicidades. I think there's a good video on the channel. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. Kip's guitar, diminished responsibility. Let me see.
This I want you to picture for a moment exactly what your life would look like if you were a millionaire.
How about this one? So, how much money would one start with for trading? Watch this video over here. Watch that video over there. No. I said no. I heard you should. Oh, we talked about that last night in the training session a lot. And if you find that you're taking, if you get 3 trades a week and you find that you're taking 2 or 3 of those on the Monday, then you should not be trading on Monday, right? I talked about really how you want to wait until Tuesday to, and maybe turn around Tuesday is a name for a reason. Maybe you want to be entering most of your trades Wednesday London time, Thursday. But we talked about that a lot yesterday in the training session. Anyone who didn't see that training session video, go ahead. An email was sent out last night. You can use that link. David, this is called, the theme music of the channel is Honeymood, instrumental version found on artist.io. If you missed the look at gold, go back to the beginning of the live stream. We looked at the equity markets first, then the dollar, then gold. Yeah, in the description below is a link to BlockFi, my favorite way to purchase Bitcoin. It's the only one I use now. Thank you very much. Yeah, the course is a set of modules you get to do in your own pace, on your own time. In your own pace, on your own time. All right, everybody. The link to the course is right below in the description. It just says trade with me, and you can find out all the information there as well. Of course, you could ask me any questions, anything like that. Yeah, me too. Looking forward to it. Look at this, Tom, man, this is a great message for me. This is the type of stuff that really, really gets me going, really gets me inspired. That's amazing. That's beautiful, Tom. Thank you for sharing that. That's right. No, Rich, this is an international community. I got love for everyone in the world. David, what is going on? Thank you, Rex. It's just a broadcast channel, Gregory, found in the description below for when we go live here in the live streams. I send that out to everybody. Thanks, Steve. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Yeah, of course I love the Japanese, especially the food. You know, listen, all we can have is love in our hearts, right? Hope in our hearts, love in our hearts. Everyone, have a beautiful day. I'm looking forward to this afternoon. Watch out for the video this afternoon, and then I'll talk to you later.